hello. That's better to do this. You get that first. Okay, anyway. So, UFC, that is why we're here. We are here to talk about my predictions for UFC 260. It's actually happening this Saturday, and I'm really trying to get this done. I'm nice and early, so let's go ahead and get into it. J Nell here, and I'm only going to make 4 picks because unfortunately we're only going to get 1 title fight instead of 2 because the UFC featherweight champion, Mr. Alexander Volkanovski, has got that Rona. Yeah, so pulled right on out of there. And right now they have one of the ladies that fights in that position, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the fight that's actually going to be in the main event. So I'm only going to do 4 picks for now. Please look out on my Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that other stuff to see for my last minute pick for the 5th and final fight that will eventually be added to this card if it is not the fight that's already there. Like I said, I'll be making that pick. I always do my 1-minute predictions the day before or the day of. I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks. I've told you to look out for it, so I'm hoping that you are following me everywhere. And actually, since we're talking about following, go ahead and subscribe, like, share the videos, and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm choosing Karma Worthy to beat Jamie Mularkey. And I was leaving trying to see if you said it in a different way. I was like, I know it's not malarkey the way that, our current president says it. But I was like, mularkey is just a little bit, it's just too close. It's a little funny. Mularkey. Okay, anyway, let me stop. I'm on one today. Choosing Worthy. Next up. This one, we're seeing the return of Sean O'Malley taking on Thomas Almeida. They're both coming off losses. Sean's about 4 inches taller, about 2 to 3 inches longer everywhere else. And I'm wondering if he really should be in this weight class at 145. He's quite thin. He's had some injuries. He's saying there's this happening. He's very dynamic. He's very accurate. He fights long. He uses that reach advantage. So I can see why he would want to stay there because he is one of those fighters who actually uses it very proficiently. Thomas Almeida, who's very fast. I don't know who's going to be faster. Thomas is going to have to fight him in his chest. Thomas is coming off the loss as well. Thomas is one who came on with a lot of heat, and then he's actually on a 2-fight losing streak. So, both of them need this win. I don't know what's going on with Thomas Almeida. He is just missing that extra step. Like he lost a decision in the last fight that was close. He's just, he needs to turn a corner there, maybe change up the training partners or something. Maybe something's going on mentally. Maybe the pandemic's made it hard for him. Who knows? But he seems to be lacking. But we'll see how he looks in this fight. This should be really competitive. I like both of these fighters. I am going to pick Sean O'Malley, but I'm actually looking to see if he should stay in this weight class because I don't know. Thomas already looks kind of thin, and Sean is 4 inches taller than him. He looks very thin at this weight class. So anyway, looking forward to this. Picking O'Malley, we'll see if the Sugar Show can come through again. Let's see. And then I hate to even pick that because then Thomas will be on a 3-fight losing streak. Anyway, on to the co-main event. And again, we're not seeing a title fight, so we are seeing Tyron Woodley take on Vicente Luque. Now, Tyron's on a 2-fight winning streak, or is it 3? I believe it's 2. And he hasn't been looking the same. He's also, I believe, 38 years old. We have Vicente Luque, who's a fan favorite. I like Vicente Luque. I think we all do because of his love of fighting, the type of fights he puts on. It's always exciting because he's just about that life. Vicente is a couple of inches longer than Tyron everywhere, a couple inches taller, longer hands and feet. We know that he has that controlled chaos with his fighting. He has a great chin. He has great submissions. He's good all the way around. And quite frankly, his few losses are only to the best. Tyron Woodley, on the other hand, I guess we're all waiting to see if he's in the winter of his career, right? Especially at 38 in the welterweight division. This is not the heavyweight division, so we'll see where he's at. I'd like to see him go out. I'd like to see him get back to form. To me, this is one of those fights, like, it'll be, again, 3 losses in a row if he loses this as well. And people are saying he's fighting for his life, his career. If it's the old Tyron, he uses that wrestling base. He's able to take Vicente down and hold him there and ground and pound, and he's smart enough to not get caught in these submissions. Also, old Tyron fell in love with knocking people out and would sometimes leave himself open trying to knock people out instead of going back to his base where he's better at. if he stays standing with Vicente, I do think he'll lose that battle just because I think Vicente has more diversity in his stand-up game. He's a little bit longer. He also fights longer. If they get into the brawl, Tyrone does have knockout power. Vicente has a good chin. I think it's going to be a great fight, honestly. I think it's going to be a great fight. This might be the last time I pick Tyrone if he loses. I hate to do it. You see, that's why I'm even whispering, because I hate to see him go out like this. I need to see if he's still. Come on, man. Do you have anything left, Tyrone? Do you have anything left? We'll see. Now, main event Terrace in the UFC heavyweight champion. Hope I'm not going too long. Stipe Miocic, the official, the baddest man on the planet, because as we know, the good big guy beats the good little guy, and he's taking on, this is the rematch, Mr. Francis Ngannou for the second time there, and he beat him. I don't want to say like easily, but it was a very clear victory for Stipe in the first fight. Very clear. And Francis has been since then said that all the mistakes that he made, that he refused to wrestle, that he's definitely improved, how he got overzealous and was just chasing Stipe and all of that. He seems to be a improved fighter, but Stipe is as well, although he seems to be smaller, which is I think might come into play here. He does seem to be smaller, but Stipe, like I said, Stipe is one of the most natural looking big men I've seen. If you see his proportions, the way he looks, he doesn't appear to be huge until you get closer to him, right? So he really just works within that big frame so well. He really does move better than most of the other heavyweights. That he really does. Moves well, backpedaling off his back foot, changes direction, can generate power from small, short distances. He has a good mind for the game. Great chin. He makes the right decisions, makes the right improvements and adjustments in the fight, as we've seen with the DC fight. Stipe really has earned the title of the baddest man on the planet. I know he doesn't get talked about as much. Part of that's due to his attitude. I don't care if you like him or not. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Part of that is due to his attitude, right? So, but that doesn't make me not like him. I understand that he's kind of like a fighter from a different era, right? A fighter that shouldn't have to deal with social media and stuff like that. That's how I see Stipe. But it is what it is. You don't want to move with the times. Sometimes it might be held against you, right? And at times, as I've said before, it seems like he just doesn't enjoy being champion sometimes, right? So he's a mixed bag, that one, Mr. Stipe. But what I think is not to be disputed is the fact that he is the baddest man on the planet. He has broken the records as heavyweight. Like I said, he is unique in the way he's moved. You're going to have to take that belt in order for me to believe that you're going to beat him. Now, Francis Ngannou, because of that knockout power, because of that natural athleticism that he has, he is faster than all the other heavyweights. He seems to be agile and can move and can change direction quicker and twitch quicker and generates more power than Stipe. Is more powerful than Stipe, right? Huge one hit quit with him, with Francis Ngannou. Have you developed the other skills? It's the heavyweight division where you do develop later. You hit your prime later, so his age doesn't really come into play, especially since he came to mixed martial arts later in age. He doesn't have all that wear and tear that other fighters have. So have you picked up the other skills that are necessary for you to beat someone like Stipe Miocic? That's where we're at. Have you worked on the wrestling, the takedown defense, keeping a cool head, making the right decisions? As I always say, fighting is 90% mental. Making the right decisions. Against Stipe, you can't make mistakes. So, baiting him into bad movement. I look up the measurements. I know that Francis is bigger. Is he long? I'm pretty sure he is longer. I'm usually on that. I usually look up the exact measurements. My bad on that, but I'm pretty sure Francis is a bit longer. And again, he does fight long when he's not being overzealous and reaching and jumping for the shots like he did in the first Stipe fight. Can you make the right decisions? You're capable of winning. Who knows what you're capable of? I mean, you got that crazy power and that crazy athleticism, but are you capable of making the right decisions? That's what it is here. You can't make mistakes against Stipe. He'll make you pay for it. Stipe Miocic, you're known for making the right decisions. You're known for making the right adjustments. Period, point blank. You're known for not being baited into bad movement. You can't get baited into talking in the match and fighting out of character. You're known for making all the right decisions. Continue to do that here. continue to lean on your wrestling, because even if he has picked up some skills, I still think you'll be better on the ground than him. He has not caught up to you in that. We'll see if his takedown defense has developed, though, to where you can't take him down as easily and gives him more time and, work in the dirty boxing. Francis, you're going to have to work in this dirty boxing, because eventually Stipe is going to get his hands on you. So have you worked on that? Not accepting bad positioning, wrenching the arms, stepping on the toes, doing all the intangibles there to make Stipe very uncomfortable and make him not want to get close to you. What have you learned? Can you make the right decisions? Again, Stipe is someone who you're going to have to take his belt for me to pick against him. I picked against him with the DC because I knew DC had the tools to win, which he did in the first fight. He was winning in the second fight and then didn't make the adjustments. Third fight, knew he had the skills, but failed to employ the right game plan. So, you got the skills, you got the capability, physical capability, but can you make the right decisions? I don't know. You're going to have to prove it to me for me to pick you. I'm picking Stipe Miocic to keep the belt. I love drama, you know that. And Africa having, the continent of Africa having a champion who was there till adulthood before he left. Because, Israel left very young. Kamaru was a first generation American, so on and so forth. So for them to actually have a champion who was there, like I said, until young adulthood, would be a big thing for them. That big thing for me, my ancestors. That would be huge and hugely marketable, and his personality, he would be a great ambassador and all of that. So, of course, I would love the drama of Francis actually achieving that goal. I would love to see it, but you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to prove it to me. Stipe is just too good. So let me know all of your picks. Again, please follow me everywhere, Twitter and Instagram, everywhere, because I will be making the fifth and final pick either the day before or the day of the actual fight when I do my 1 minute prediction recaps and all my little videos that I do on those other platforms. So be looking out for that final pick to the main event. And I will take a look at the prelims to see if I'll do a pick there as well. But for now, that's it. Give me your predictions, any injury updates. Let me know. Just talk to me. Take care. And goodbye.